Although we may not know it, nature is communicating with us constantly. Its voice can be heard in the sound of birds taking flight, seedlings breaking free from the soil, forests whispering in the breeze, and the gentle lapping of restless waves. Now, this land has returned to its original state, revealing its life-giving waters, streaming clouds, seas of flowers, and an ocean of trees. Saihanba, located at the northern tip of Hebei province, bridges the Inner Mongolia Plateau with the mountains of Hebei. Its name, a blend of Mongolian and Mandarin languages, can be translated to Beautiful Highland. Over 300 years ago, this expanse was known as the Mulan hunting ground. Every year, as summer transitioned to autumn, emperors, generals, soldiers and tribal leaders would assemble on this thriving highland to hunt and engage in revelry. The entire land was alive and vibrant. But there came a time when severe dust storms ravaged the region, causing the vegetation to wither and die. In the wake of the Opium Wars, the Mulan hunting ground was opened to farming, which led to rapid deforestation. Subsequent wars further decimated the forests, and the highland's beauty gradually began to fade. The climate also took its toll on the land, as temperatures could plummet as low as -43 degrees Celsius. Making matters worse, sandstorms from Inner Mongolia's Hunshan Daka Desert were blowing southwards, posing a threat to Beijing. After the founding of the People's Republic of China, Liu Kun, then Deputy Director of the State Forestry Administration, was entrusted with an important mission: to assess the potential for establishing a mechanized forest farm. Leading a team of experts, in 1961 he discovered a centuries-old North deciduous pine. It was this tree that instilled hope to his mission. In February 1962, the Chinese government formally established a large-scale mechanized forest farm in Saihanba of Hebei province. In response, 127 agricultural and forestry graduates from 18 provinces and cities across China swiftly joined the forest farm's original staff of 242 members. History was about to be made. August 2022 marked the 60th anniversary of the Saihanba Forest Farm. The expansive forests now drape the mountains in a luxurious cloak of vibrant green. Strolling solemnly through the Ma Ti Kung afforestation area is 81-year-old Chen Mudong, who is paying a visit to the resting place of his old friend, Wang Shanghai, the farm's inaugural party committee secretary.
王书记啊，你的战友陈木东来看你来了。咱俩在上汉坝64年造林，在那个生活条件、气候条件艰苦的情况下，是你亲自指挥把这片林子造起来的。现在都成了金山银山了。王上海，老兄弟、老哥们、老领导，安喜。
In the early spring of 1962, Wang Shanghai had just taken over the role of party secretary at the Saihanba Forest Farm. Although he had fought in the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, he knew the task before him was no less important and would require all of his effort, stamina and willpower in order to succeed. Before his departure, Wang Shanghai gathered his family together for a group photo. He then took all his cherished possessions and moved to Saihanba along with his wife, their 5 young children, and his 80-year-old father.
你说我们年轻人挺乐观的，有时候因为我们那个领导都是以身作则，在上海坝，首先去的都把家安着了，王上海家、刘文世家，还有我们那个林业部区的张启恩，把家都安排到坝上了，就是准备在那里大干，要把这个黄山要绿化。
In March 1963, Chen Mudong, a 22-year-old from Wuhan, Hubei province, joined the Saihanba team after graduating from the Baicheng Forestry School in Jilin province. Like many of his peers, he too was unprepared for the unforgiving environment.
那我们是越走越寒心呐，一到坝上那就是有雪呀，一片白呀，我们反正那也是看着挺凄凉的，同学们心里头挺寒碜的，觉得这地方太苦。
那我们住的是马架子，住马架子就是一个这么一搭得了，底这往下挖就地印的，然后这儿搭个炕。 那早上起来呀，晚上洗脸，你要是不把水泼了，早上你这个洗脸盆你都甭使了，冻当当的，毛巾也冻里头了，冻个大坨，身上啊，咱那冰凉不凉的，我上面有时候它这一透风刮着风，一层雪呀，一层雪，戴着棉帽子睡觉都是，人家太艰苦了。
渴了之后，那你喝啥水啊？离河道边近。 啪地下就喝。
Today, their pioneering efforts are celebrated, and it brings these brave men a great sense of pride to think back on what they had accomplished. But the harrowing experience still sends chills down their spine when they speak of it.
夜间翻地的时候啊，那个狼啊，寻到那个拖拉机开的那个后垄沟啊，它找耗子吃。 咱们这个车光啊一反，都看到这个狼的眼睛呐、绿光。往后头一看，哎呀，这好几个狼。
As harsh as their living conditions were, there was still the ever greater challenge of planting trees in such complex terrain. Compounding the problem, the region's climate provided just 67 frost-free days and a scant 400 millimeters of annual rainfall. Without guidance, this first generation of foresters, despite their unwavering commitment, found limited success. During the first 2 years, they planted across an area of 4 square kilometers. However, only 8% of the seedlings survived.
头几年造的苗木啊，都是从外地东北调苗的，调去的苗子呢，都有些成了。 失水了，都干巴了，这么样呢，这存活率也低。再要这么造下去不成活，接近林场，就有可能要下马。王上海这个书记就下决心，要进行大面积的机械造林。
After a thorough analysis of their previous failures and the geographic characteristics of the region, Wang Shanghai's team focused their efforts on the Ma Ti Kang area, situated 10 kilometers northeast of the main site. This new horseshoe-shaped expanse of land was nestled between mountains on 3 sides and bordered by a river to the south, making it an ideal candidate for extensive mechanized afforestation. In the spring of 1964, the afforestation endeavour that would shape the destiny of the forest farm began in the Ma Ti Kung area.
老天虽无情，也怕铁打看，满天栽横树，看你变不变。
By enhancing the soil conditions and refining their planting techniques, they completely changed the landscape. Approximately 230,000 deciduous pine seedlings were planted across an expanse of 344,000 square meters of sandy terrain.
怎么改土啊？就是割沙埋井，就是把上边的好土把它起出来，下边呢弄成小石头子儿，把它一铺，铺多少？铺10来公分，15公分左右，就把毛细管给切断了。切断之后碱就翻不上来了。老百姓说见苗3分喜呀，这能把苗子呢，基本上就出全苗了。
20 days later, about 97% of the seedlings began to bear leaves. It was an astonishing accomplishment.
培养的苗子要求也有3句话，就在这矬胖子、大脑袋、大胡子苗子。矬胖子就苗子不要高，而且要粗，大脑袋脑袋封顶好，根跟那个冲起来，大胡子苗子。
Like attentive parents, the foresters watched their young seedlings grow with eager anticipation. That autumn, more exciting news emerged. 95% of the seedlings they planted in spring had survived. It was a tremendous accomplishment and a historical one. They were pioneers of the first mechanical coniferous tree cultivation effort in China. From that point on, the afforestation season extended from spring to autumn, and a burgeoning expanse of green forests began to sweep across the Saihanba region.
我们刚去的时候，往上海那时候就跟我说：“你别看现在我们塞罕坝这么荒凉，等过个30年、20年之后，天津、北京的有人都上这来，上我们这来参观，这个话不就是已经实现了我们的梦想吗？”
Heroes like them will forever be embedded in the people's memory. When Wang Shanghai passed away in 1989, the forest farm honored his dying wish by scattering his ashes across the Ma Ti Kung forest area. Today it has been renamed the Shanghai Memorial Forest. In commemoration of its 60th anniversary, a ceremony was held at the expansive forest to honor the men responsible for this incredible feat. Etched into this large stone monument are the words, "National Forestry Heroes." While many of the men who took part in this historical effort were not there to see it personally, their spirit will always live on within each tree of this glorious woodland. The efforts at Ma Ti Kung marked a crucial turning point for the Saihanba Mechanized Forest Farm, as well as the beginning of another important story.
Wait.
79-year-old Chen Yangxian once worked at the forest farm. Every year, she commemorates a particular date with reverence, August 23rd. It was on this day in 1964 that she and 5 female classmates embarked on their first journey to Saihanba, inextricably linking their own lives with the forest.
这张照片那就早了，它是64年呢，我们即将奔赴塞罕坝林场的时候，我们集体在这个承德照相馆照的。我们照完了这张相以后呢，说咱们得提个词啊，是吧？这也得有意义啊。然后我们想了半天， 就题词勇往直前。当时呢，我们都18、19岁，我们把最好的青春献给了塞罕坝。有时候我做梦呢，真的非常想回到塞罕坝看看这片林子。6女上坝以后，第2年，我们书记领着我们到这个山坡造了一片林子。造完了以后，完了书记说，哎，你们造的这片林子就叫6女林吧。我们当时也挺高兴的，说行啊。
Inside the forest, named after Chen and her friends, she sings a farewell song composed by their teacher.
哪怕它风吹雨打都不怕，哪怕它虎狼出没无人家，6女间皆要上坝。
Inspired by the achievements in Marti Kung, these 6 idealistic women gave no second thought to lending themselves to the endeavour at Saihanba. Chen Yanxian, influenced by Liang Jun, New China's first female tractor driver, aspired to make her own valuable contributions.
原来这个4周都是荒山，这个就是为了在坝上把这个苗圃，然后才成立的这个苗圃。我们整个这个苗圃也就10几个人，不到20人，分新育队、换床队。我们第1年把苗子育起来以后，还得挖出来，再栽到这个另一个苗床上，第3年才能出山。
这个育苗吧，一开始分这么几个阶段，第一是种子催芽，地表温度、空气温度干湿度都必须得掌握好。第2个部分就是播种，先是用筛子筛，行距、足距就没法掌握。后来呢，逐渐发展成水车和播种器，然后就是出土。那时候没有化肥之类的，底肥也就是有机肥，是不是？马粪、牛粪和大粪，这是最好的肥。
完了就接着就开始选苗了。那选苗更困更冷，那苗子还得蘸着水，湿水就不行了，蘸着水那手都裂口子。为了这个造林嘛，都得把苗子选好了，等级分好了，数量准确了，这都不能含糊。
The success at Marti Kung highlighted the importance of independent seedling cultivation. Thanks to dedicated technicians like Li Xing Yuan, the seedling's growth cycle was reduced from 2 years to 1, and the cultivation zone expanded from flat to mountainous terrain. Having effectively addressed the challenges of seedling cultivation, the Saihanba foresters then shifted their focus to the ravines and ridges that required manual afforestation. Along the main road through Saihanba, there's a particularly steep and winding stretch. It was along this area, formerly known as Sand Alley, where foresters like Chen Yanxian faced the most significant challenges.
这个道呢，过去叫沙胡同，顾名思义，就是它这个路全是沙子，连石子都没有。那个时候的雪要比较大，然后呢，我们是头1年把地整好了以后，第2年开始造林，就是为了当它这个雪要一化的时候，我们把树栽进去，保证这个树的成活率。我们这一辈子，就是在平凡的不能再平凡的岗位上，一辈子只是栽树。我们只要把树在这片土地上栽活了，这就是我们完成了党和国家的任务。
By 1982, the Saihanba Mechanized Forest Farm had been operational for 20 years. Through unwavering dedication, innumerable sleepless winter nights, and continuous technical advancements, the initial generation of foresters managed to plant over 320 million trees, surpassing even their own lofty goals. Upon learning of this achievement, Liu Kun from the State Forestry Administration was moved to tears, stating, "This couldn't have been achieved without profound belief and spirit."
60年到82年，就是大面积造林路，就是取得进展成效最快、最显著的20年。当时国家下达4项目标任务，探索大型国有基业林场管理的经验，积累高寒地区育苗造林的经验，改变风沙侵袭北京的形势，积累中小经济木材。这20年已经全部顺利完成，大面积的造林，成果已经展现。
The Sandao Hekou Forestry District of Saihanba lies along the southern border between the Hunshan Daka Desert and the Kershe Kutang Banner. Every 10 years, 82-year-old Huai Fengming climbs this hill to capture the evolving landscape with his camera. This time marks his 6th visit to the peak.
这次有机会，我搭车到三道河口，就这块儿，看看这片整个都是荒山，没有一棵像样的树。你看我这张照片啊，是第1张，来到这个三道河口照的。从照片里看着，高低起伏都是沙丘。后来拍完以后，每10年、62年、72年、80年代、82年左右，都来看一看，都有不同变化。现在到今天50、60年了，变化就更大了。这片整个连起来，三道河口跟千层湾连起一片林海了。当时这个荒山再就见不着了。
In 1962, Huai Fengming and 49 classmates graduated from the Chengde Vocational College of Agriculture and immediately lent their support to the construction of Saihanba's forest farm. Using 8 different cameras, he took more than 20,000 photos of Saihanba over 6 decades. His comprehensive album also contains pictures from the glazed ice disaster of 1977, which decimated more than half a decade's reforestation progress.
这场雨松灾害，林林场受灾比较厉害。据说这当时发生时间段是说是57万亩，连电线杆子都压折了，压折了600多根吧，70%、80%都受灾了。3米高整公林，10年生的，就250多公斤，那能压不折吗？当时厂长和就都哭了。
完后了，我们就是号召全场职工，这个手拿着树，这个手拿个棍儿，就把那个冰全都敲下来，一颗一颗的敲。那时候我敲那个冰流的，我就想，你这从小就在这长的，你是Saihanba的希望啊，这你可不能倒。就那样，我们硬是把那些小苗一颗一颗的救起来了，那是Saihanba人的希望。
Undoubtedly, the joys and sorrows these men and women experienced were intimately connected with the forests they served. Like a doting father, Huai Fengming still roams the forest from time to time, taking immeasurable pride in how tall his children have grown.
这眼前这就是这个林子这都是沙子，徐闻这块有点这都小灌木，然后这都平地，干得高一点的就沙丘。你看这地方这徐闻高点的沙丘，往远处看都是这样法，现在造起来就连成一片了。
In order to offer an authentic portrayal of Saihanba for future generations, and honour those who devoted their lives to the forest farm, Huai Fengming has compiled a comprehensive photo album that spans more than half a century. After countless sleepless nights of sorting through stacks of photos, he is finally approaching its completion, a 3-volume work that has been 60 years in the making.
这已经拍摄了60年了，要将来能够生存一天，拿动照相机一天，我就要记录塞罕坝一天。将来变成什么样法，肯定变得比现在好得多。我参与了造林，我见证了变化，我为塞罕坝林海的失而复得而骄傲，特别骄傲。
Through successive generations of safeguarding, the land is unrecognizable when compared to its dismal beginnings. With its emerald forests, Saihanba now stands as a shining example of humankind giving back to nature. On December 5th, 2017, during the 3rd United Nations Environment Assembly in Nairobi, Kenya, the builders of Saihanba Forest Farm were honoured with the UN's highest environmental accolade, the Champions of the Earth Award. There to accept the award was Chen Yanxian, along with representatives from 3 generations of foresters.
当我们接过这个地球卫士奖的奖杯的时候，我们真的都热泪盈眶。我这一生真的没有白活。索尔海姆就跟我们说你们中国人是了不起。 但是呢，我一定要到塞罕坝来看一看。我当时的理解就是，他还不是特别的觉得你们这100万林海是人工造的。
In the summer of 2018, Eric Solheim, the executive director of the United Nations Environment Programme, fulfilled his promise and witnessed the truly remarkable accomplishment for himself. In his remarks, he noted that Saihanba's achievements should be standard for other countries and regions, and reiterated its worthiness of the Champions of the Earth Award. In 2021, the Saihanba Forest Farm was bestowed with the UN's most esteemed recognition in desertification control, the Land for Life Award, yet another accolade commending China for its exemplary contribution to the advancement of ecological civilization. From the humblest of beginnings, a land of unimaginable wonder has emerged. With their shared vision, diligent work ethic, and love of nature, the Saihanba foresters were able to create an entire ecosystem, a world where flora and fauna can thrive peacefully. And the cycle of life is sure to continue for thousands of years. Now, who else can say that?